Dempsey challenges heavyweight champion Jess Willard in one of the most savage confrontations since boxers began to wear gloves. Toledo, Ohio, 4th of July, 1919.
Jack Dempsey, a sensational young tiger with amazing speed and two murderous hands. Jess Willard, the biggest man to hold the title under Marquis of Queensberry rule. Jess has the muscles of a wrestler and the sheer power of a raging bull when his temper's aroused. He stands 6 feet 6 inches in height and weighs 240 pounds. His great arching chest measures 56 inches. Though half a foot taller and 50 pounds heavier than his rival, the tall pine of the Potawatomi is rated only a 5-4 favorite over the Manassa Mauler. The 70,000 spectators pack around the ring in the blistering sunshine. The championship belt of gold and silk is paraded for all to see, symbol of every heavyweight king from John L. to Willard himself. The referee, Ollie Pecord, calls Willard and Dempsey from their corners for instruction. Now you can see what a difference there is in their size. Though a great athlete, the bronze challenger seems almost puny next to the giant he's about to fight. They listen quietly, almost without interest, to a story they know by heart. Sweat beading shoulders and foreheads. The crowd waits tensely. Who'll win? Willard with his fine jab and smashing uppercut, or Dempsey with his speed and the best left hook of all time? Round 1 coming up. The timekeeper jerks his bell cord. Somehow it jams, and Willard doesn't hear the faint sound over the excited yelling. He pauses, looks around, puzzled, doubtful. Say, what's going on around here anyhow? Where's the bell? There it is. So the big fight begins, and Big Jess moves easily into action. The mahogany-hued Dempsey circles, moving in and out with cat-footed quickness. The champion wants to keep Jack at long range with his poking left jab, but Dempsey won't let him do it. He's never still for an instant, bobbing and weaving around. It looks like a test of speed against power, and Willard has no chance to get set against Dempsey's speed. At such a pace, there's a lot of missing and a lot of clinching. It's bound to be that way, but it's only a warm-up so far. Each is trying to figure out the other's defense, to open him up, nail him with a punch. The challenger crowds keeps on crowding. The instant he's in the open, he moves back again. His left whips in tirelessly and often. The blows miss or graze Willard. Dempsey hasn't the range yet. Jess holds whenever he can, but that's Jack's meat. Nobody's strong enough to tie him up for long, and trying to hit him is like trying to hit a sunbeam that moves away. Dempsey's hands are in motion all the time. Willard tries to block with gloves and forearms and elbows, but he's compelled constantly to retreat. What else can he do against the endlessly moving little man? And when you're going away, you can't do much damage yourself. A champion is supposed to make the fight, but try as he will, it's far beyond Big Jess. But he hasn't been hurt yet. For all the charging, for all the blows, the tall pine has suffered no injury. He's clever, knows how to handle himself, and in spite of his great size, he moves around quickly and gracefully. No, the little man won't get him. They maneuver around the side of the ring. Now watch. There's that big left, and Willard's down. Up. Sure he's up. Dempsey hurt him along the rope, beating away with both hands. There's that left again, and Willard's on the floor for the second time. The champion's dazed, groggy, but he's game. He's up again. The fist drumming on him. And down he goes. Falls along the floor like a wounded animal, shouting with his back half turned as he arrives. The Mauler overwhelms him with a hysterical burst of fury that sends him to the floor for the 4th time. Dempsey stands over the stricken man, his fist cracked. The instant Willard knees are off the floor, Jack's at him again. Jess is wide open. He has absolutely no defense. And he hits the deck again. Courage, just plain courage, instinct, whatever it is, flings him blind and staggering up to his feet. Willard reels around the ring, powerless, with Dempsey pumping rights and lefts into him. Clear across the opposite corner, and there he's taking it again. How can the man stand it? And there he falls, his gloved hand feeling for the rope, trying to hold himself up. Then, painfully, he drags his racked body to a half-erect position. But a right smashes into his side. Other rights crash to the head, and Willard collapses into a sitting position, dazed and helpless, after the most murderous beating a man ever took in the ring. And there's the bell. But no one hears it. Dempsey turns away. He seems doubtful, puzzled. Turns, and others rush jubilantly into the rope square. It's all over. The quickest heavyweight knockout on record. Jack hurries out of the ring to avoid the crowd. But the timekeeper and referee Ollie Pecord are yelling that it's not over. The bell had sounded before Big Jess was counted out. Where is the challenger anyway? Willard's chief second, Walter Monahan, and the other handlers have leaped into the ring to bring their man too. The champion seems helpless, but technically the fight is still on. Doc Kearns rushes to the rope. Jack, hey Dempsey, come back, come back. 1-2 and the bell sounds again. Amazingly enough, Willard rises for the second round. Beaten as no man ever has been, he advances into Dempsey's raging fist. He jabs as though any jab could keep that tiger away from him. With all his wearied, broken body, Jess does his best to keep going. Why? It's no use, he hasn't a chance, but there's a tradition of all champions behind him. He has to fight even when he has nothing left to fight with. Jess may not have been a great champion, but no braver man ever laced on a pair of gloves. If he quit under punishment, no one would blame him. It's courage, nothing but magnificent courage that's holding him on his feet. No matter what he does, he can't get away from that tiger who's stalking him. His arms and legs are heavy with exhaustion. Salt sweat burns the gashes Dempsey's fists have opened. When Jack bores in and hits him, drives him around the ring, he can't muster enough strength for a dangerous punch in return. The seconds and minutes are ticking by faster and faster. There isn't much time left in the round. If he's to get his KO before the bell rings, he'll have to do it in a hurry. But Willard's only thought is to protect himself, and weak and tired as he is, it's no cinch to get him set for the finishing punch, even when he's driven helplessly back against the rope. He wobbles about and clinches, does his best to save himself from his relentless foe. There are only a few seconds remaining now. No chance for a finishing blow. It's too late. Mauler spins the champion around out there in the center of the ring. And there's the bell, and referee Pecord sends his men to their corner.
Back in just a moment.
Round 3, and at the start of the third, there's no easing up in Dempsey's attack. His left hook still thunders. In the clinches, Willard is no longer strong enough to make even a pretense of blocking the uppercuts that shake and hurt him. Still, the clinches are the only sanctuary left him. Out in mid-ring, he's helpless. He's lost all coordination between brain and hand. His efforts are pitiful. He was big and good-looking and smiling when he came into the ring. Now he's a lurching, tottering wreck of a man. Dempsey beats at him, in the body, shifting his attack for a moment from that pitiful face. A new champion's being born here, born in the torrid heat among the yells of 70,000 spectators, born in blood and effort and pain. It's bad for Willard, taking the hammer blows of the ring's greatest puncher, but it's no picnic for the man who's winning either. His lungs strain, his heart beats in his throat, his arms are like lead, but still he carries on that deadly attack. He pours leather at the giant who should have gone down long ago, who would have gone down, but for the heart of a lion and the endurance of a buffalo. Even the spectators are beginning to flinch at the sight. This is no fight, it's a slaughter, a massacre. Big Jess has no more chance than a babe in arms. Look at the heavyweight champion of the world. His face is pounded almost to a pulp. His tired, dazed eyes peer through a mask of blood. It's dripped down over his body, stained his trunk, spotted his legs. Even Dempsey's smeared with the sanguinary fluid. Each time the Mauler goes into the clinch, he gets more of it. Why doesn't the referee stop it? Why? But Ollie Pecord comes from the old school. There's only one way for a champion to finish, they say, and that's on his back. But the bloody, half-blinded Willard won't go down, not even when the tiring Dempsey's blows stagger and hurt him more and more. And again the seconds are running out. The round's nearly over. And the impossible has happened again. Big Jess has lasted through this another murderous round with this roaring Dempsey. Now coming up to round 4, but Willard can't come out for the 4th round. His nose and cheekbone are fractured, ribs broken, half a dozen teeth knocked out, and he's hardly strength enough to rise and shake hands with his conqueror. In this most unusual of fights, an idol has been born. Dempsey the Mauler. Unusual, every second of it. The bell failed to sound clearly at the start. The champion was knocked down 7 times in the 1st round. The challenger left the ring and had to be called back. Willard lost his title while sitting in his corner. Every minute is crammed with drama, as the ring is now with yelling, excited men. Dempsey's in everyone's minds and hearts. Dempsey the killer, Dempsey the champion. They'll see him in action for 8 flaming years.